Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you again. I always enjoy our time together, even though at the moment, I'm just talking to a computer screen. I, it's hard to explain, but it feels like there is no separation. And the purpose of this video is to celebrate the retreat that's about to begin. And this retreat is a way to retreat from the craziness of life. Right now, I don't have to tell you that things are extreme in many ways, on many levels. And that extreme is something that can cause a lot of stress, especially when you add it to rising costs, the challenges of everyday life, our health challenges, our relationship challenges, our 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 struggles with money and everything else. So you add all that, and all that can seem very real, very meaningful, very important. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that weight, that heaviness that comes from thinking it's all real, meaningful, important, and that it's happening to me become unbearable. And a great way to retreat from that is to do an inner retreat. It's not actually even an inner retreat, it's a retreat from the story, a retreat from thinking that there's somewhere you need to go or something you need to do in order to be okay. A retreat from the feeling that who you are and what's apparently happening isn't okay the way it is. And the way to retreat from that, now, obviously, any form of the Sedona method is a way to retreat from that. Every time you let go, it's a little bit of being on retreat. And you can do that right in life. Instead of being lost in the drama, lost in the turmoil, lost in the pain, lost in the apparent suffering, every time you let go, there is just this. Actually, there's always just this. But the fact that there is just this, whatever's apparently happening, becomes a lot more obvious each time you let go. And what we're going to do in a moment is do a process that's more focused on some of the ways that we release on a retreat. Retreats are unique in that we look at life from a much simpler perspective. The perspective that life is actually just living itself. That includes what appears to be your life. And there's a tremendous openness, a tremendous ease, a tremendous power that is the freedom of this, whatever's apparently happening. And each time that's recognized or remembered or rediscovered, there's a sense of openness and ease and calm. That's the sense that's in an even more dramatic way of feeling that than with just simply releasing. And on our retreats, we emphasize that. But you don't have to go to a retreat to start exploring that right now. So let's do that. Let's do that together. So you don't need to do anything special for this. You don't need to close your eyes or open your eyes. You don't need to focus inside or outside. Whatever the body-mind is doing is what it's doing. And could you just notice that life is unfolding as it is? That this, whatever's apparently happening, isn't actually really going anywhere. If you look at your ordinary life experience, it usually feels like you're on a path, you're going somewhere. Life will be okay when something changes, something happens around the next corner. But what if this, whatever's already apparently happening, is already wholeness, is already enough, is already boundlessness? Now, that doesn't mean that it may not change. Life is certainly full of change. And it also doesn't mean that you shouldn't have goals or aspirations. It just means that as you let go, as you open to this immediacy, that is enough. And from that enoughness, life unfolds, including whatever's needed to happen to bring about what's desired. So allow yourself to start by just looking at whatever is being experienced. Scan your body, scan your environment, and check to see if any sensation in your body, any thought or feeling that's arising, and anything about the environment that you're in, there's a wanting to change, a wanting to fix, a wanting it to be different. And if there is, could you just welcome or allow that? Is that what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to fix or change or control that? Could you just set it free? Would you? When? And then could you notice the retreat of boundlessness? What's always this, which can become a lot more obvious when there's letting go? What if this openness is just an indicator of the boundlessness of all that appears? And could you welcome or allow that? Could you just welcome the openness, the boundlessness, the ease, the joy that is this? Even if you only are feeling it a little, could you just welcome or allow it? And then could you just notice the sense of a welcomer, the sense of a releaser, the sense of a feeler, the sense of the one who feels that something is required? And could you just allow that to just simply dissolve, unravel into boundlessness, into wholeness? What if there really is no difference? There's just this. And then could you again allow yourself to focus on that same thing about anything happening in what appears to be your life, within that mind or that body, or within what you see in the news about the world? And could you just simply welcome or allow whatever comes to mind, whatever is noticed? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to fix or change or control that? Would you? When? And just like with every release, there's probably a little or a lot more openness, ease, calmness. And could that be welcomed or allowed? Is that also what's apparently happening? Often going unnoticed. We tend to focus on the squeaky wheel. And for most of us, the squeaky wheel is all the things we don't like and want to change or fix. But all of that, what if all of that is boundlessness already? Is the one energy appearing as that? And could you just welcome that, at least as a possibility? And then could you dissolve as that? What if there really isn't a you apart from all that is, all that appears, all that's appearing as this immediacy we call life? And again, allow yourself to just simply focus on anything that appears to be happening in the waking dream called our lives, our world. And whatever comes to mind as something you want to fix or change or control, could you just welcome or allow it? Is it welcomed or allowed? Is that what's apparently happening? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to fix or change or control that? You probably noticed that often when you're wanting to fix or change or control something, it doesn't really help very much, if at all. It just causes the same problem to feel worse, or to continue, or to spin even faster. At least that's how it appears. So could you just let go, at least for now, of the wanting to fix, change, or control? Would you? And then could you allow for the ease, the openness, the boundlessness that includes all that? That is this. And anything, any sensations, any feelings, any thoughts, any memories, any sense of identification that may feel apart from that, see if there's actually a boundary. Is there a place that all that starts and boundlessness ends? Or where boundlessness ends and that begins? What if all of this, whatever's arising, whatever's appearing, is boundless freedom, is the one energy or aliveness that all is? And what if this one energy or aliveness is already taking care of that body-mind? It's actually already living as that body-mind and the world. And what if you could just relax and let it carry you as it already is? What if that life stream is already being done? What if this is already unconditional love and light and ease, no matter how it appears? Okay, good. So I would recommend that you listen to this or watch this a few more times. And however you feel in this moment after participating in this or watching this, that's just a little taste of what happens when you release in general. But also our retreats are our most powerful dives into the depth of freedom, even though it's not going anywhere. It's discovering the ease and availability of freedom in this immediacy that is whatever it appears to be happening. And what happens on our retreats is, as the retreats unfold day after day, there's a sense of opening, a sense of ease. Long-standing beliefs and apparent problems come up and are released with less and less effort. And there's an opening to this truth in a very deep way. There even can be a falling away of the one who thinks they need to find it or is separate from it. And what most people report after a retreat is their experience of life and their experience of releasing takes a quantum leap for the better. So I highly encourage you to join me on this upcoming retreat. You'll be glad you did. And I look forward to being with you. This retreat will also be an opportunity for you to work with me at a one-to-one level as much as you want. Sometimes these retreats are small enough so that's going to be possible, and it looks like this one will be. So now's a great time to jump in. So thank you for being. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, that's all for now.